when I look at the schedule, Stephen, Alabama doesn't face a defense anything close to Florida State until possibly November, if LSU continues to play at this rate that they showed against BYU, and the Auburn game, of course, in the Iron Bowl. And we'll see the Tigers line up against those other Tigers from the ACC in Clemson next Saturday. That should prove to be a very intriguing matchup. So if we're finished up with Alabama, would love to get your thoughts on what else you saw in college football this weekend, whether it be in the SEC or elsewhere, that really caught your eye and gives you some thought about who else could be a lead out there that or could be breaking through into that level across the landscape of college football.
Not much nationally, but I was very impressed with South Carolina. I actually picked North Carolina to win this game. Thought the Wolfpack would really go out there and walk all over Coach Muschamp and that group, but Jake Bentley really showed a lot of poise. Rico Dowdle, a tremendous running back, Deebo Samuel, and that group came out a 35-28 win for South Carolina. I was very happy with that. Georgia played well. I mean, Jake Fromm came out there. Jacob Eason hurt. Jake Fromm came out there and led the offense beautifully, up and down the field. I know Oklahoma played against UTEP, but, Baker Mayfield, 19 of 20. You can't beat that. Only one incompletion for him. Lincoln Riley, his first game taking over for Bob Stoops as the head coach, was pretty good. Very disappointed with Florida. Coach Mack just got out physical. That Florida team just got out physical by a Michigan team that lost 9 defensive players to the National Football League, including Jabril Peppers. And then Texas A&M, Sumlin, you can't lose a 44-10 lead. I mean, Kellen Mond, he's a special player, may have his moments in the years to come, but I know Nick Starkel got hurt, and Nick Starkel was tearing him up, and I've been high on Nick Starkel, believe me. But once Starkel went out, this is a moment when you bring in Jake Hubenek. This is a moment you bring in the senior who's played in some big games and protect the lead. You don't throw in Kellen Mond, who, by the way, I think went 3 of 19 or something like that, just deer in the headlights, nervous. The Coliseum got to him. Josh Rosen got hot in the fourth quarter, but still, you're up 44-10. At some point, you got to protect a lead. And for Sumlin, this is not the way you want to start this season.
What's amazing about that is a couple times this season we'll see, typically in the Big 12 or the Mountain West, where they chuck the ball all over the place, a Texas Tech TCU kind of game where you'll see 44-10, and sure, you shouldn't blow that game, but it's the kind of game where it's going to reach the 60s, so that lead's not safe. But Texas A&M, and maybe it was created, the 44-10 deficit, because of blocked punts and pick sixes and just crazy plays, and you really can't tell much difference between the two teams because just a few things went one way. But this was a game Texas A&M was physically dominating. So you are going to be playing an SEC schedule, and your defense gave up a 44-10 lead against a UCLA offense that, yes, Josh Rosen is arguably the best in the business. He's certainly in the top 5, but UCLA had one of the 3 worst rushing attacks in college football last year and couldn't even run it against Texas A&M. Even in the comeback, they had less than 2 yards per carry. They just chucked it. It was on Rosen's back, and he just led the comeback and took it away, and Texas A&M loses that kind of game. It's just, wow, it is one way to crank up the heat on the hot seat even further.
At this point, if you're Kevin Sumlin, you're probably taking this week and just hiding from the media. I don't even think you would attend practice this week if you're Kevin Sumlin. You kind of just lay low and hope the heat blows over, but it's not going to blow over. If you're A&M, you've got to get on a roll. You've got to start winning some games, but not just winning some games. You got to win now down the stretch, especially after this loss to UCLA. I mean, Texas A&M is used to starting 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, and then you plummet down the stretch. But to come out of the gate with a 44-10 lead, and you cannot hold on to it, and you start the season with a loss, the AD is like, we've gone from plummeting late to losing the first game. Kevin, what are you doing? So it's tough on someone right now.
All right, Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. Please join him also on his show, The Way It Is, 97.9, a Fox affiliate out of Muscle Shoals in Florence, Alabama. Show runs from 2 to 4 Central Time weekdays. And, of course, we talk Alabama football here on Mark Rogers TV at least once a week. You can catch the audio version on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. And, of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel for the best in college football coverage. All right, Stephen. We will see you soon to talk up those Bulldogs at Fresno State. Get to studying.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.